This is going to be a rather short video, maybe, and it's going to cover a concept that I'm sure is going to trigger quite a lot of people. It's not an easy thing to talk about at all for anybody, except for some of the most hardcore people. But I'm going to talk to you today about why it's so important to just let people go. When I say let people go, I mean just you don't help them, you don't harm them, you don't even acknowledge their existence, really. You just let them be. And there could be a bunch of reasons that this is necessary. They don't want to be in your life anymore. They're toxic. They bring you down. You really don't have nothing to talk about with these people. Maybe they're just not interested in things you're interested in. Just let them go. It doesn't matter. They don't want to pull themselves up. You're pulling yourself up and they don't. Let them go. Let them be there. Let them do what they want to do, but you don't have to be a part of their life. They treat you poorly. Let me tell you for a fact, if someone out there is treating you badly, cut them loose fast. Because just like another video I talked about, autosuggestion, you can't pretend to be a success if you're entertaining people who treat you like crap. No one's going to respect someone who doesn't respect themselves. Let them go. They may change their mind later on. They may come back and treat you better. But in the meantime, let them go. Failed relationships, let them go. Believe me, I know how hard that can be. It is really freaking hard. Because you wanna think about how you can fix things. And you know what? Unfortunately, it takes two to fix anything. And if another person isn't willing, what you can do about it? You can't do anything. Let them go. Maybe they'll change their mind later. But in the meantime, let them go. Do not ever sacrifice yourself for another person. And I know there's plenty of people out there that do it. And there's plenty of iconic people that have sacrificed themselves for other people. Now you have to decide whether or not you want to be one of those people. Do you want to, give away everything you have to someone else? I don't know about you, but I'm not one of those type of people. I love helping people. I do. It's a great, wonderful feeling. But as far as sacrificing myself to people, I've done that. It is a lost cause, in my opinion. I know people have done it and have been very successful in what they did. A first thought that comes to mind is Mother Teresa. She literally, helped the people in the streets of, was it Calcutta or Bangladesh or something like that for decades. She's renowned for her self-sacrifice. Would I have lived her life? Nope. Not even a chance. I would have never been that. I'm not that kind of person. Now there's people like that out there, but you have to ask yourself, are you one of them? And if you are, then go full hearted into what you're after. But if you're not, don't do it. If someone wants to bring you down, let them go. If someone doesn't want to raise themselves up, let them go. If they change their mind later, entertain the chance of second chances. But in my experience, so few people ever deserve second chances. Really, someone who deserves a second chance, you know what they usually do? They earn it. You know how rare that is? Most people think that they're just entitled, and entitled people deserve nothing. They deserve nothing. Well, I cut them loose as fast as humanly possible. Because if they think they deserve, they're entitled to give them something, give them my time, put up with their nonsense, I'll show just how wrong they really are. Quick. Because if I don't do that, I'm auto-suggesting to myself that I don't have high worth. Because I'm entertaining this bullshit, someone treating me like crap. Now, there have been many times in the past where I may have entertained this kind of stuff. Maybe it was because of a relationship. Maybe it was because I was attracted to somebody and I let them get away with bloody murder because of it. And all of the times I've let people get away with bloody murder have led to? It led to the outcome I didn't want. And the times where I'm like, I always put myself first, usually leads to the outcome I want. And in the meantime, you may not want to offend some people, but honestly, you better start offending people. Because if they don't get offended, if they don't see that they can't push you around, they're not going to respect you. If they don't respect you, how can they ever like you? And if they can't like you, how can they ever love you? So you gotta always put yourself first. Don't kiss their ass. You are the gift. Let yourself be the gift. You are on the top of the mountain in your life. Let them journey to you. And if they don't want to do it, that's fine. They can journey somewhere else. So let them go. If they want to walk away, let them go. For every person that walks out of your life, there are more than, there'll be 100 more willing to spend time with you. There'll be more, 10,000 more that want to be around someone like you. The higher you climb in your own personal experiences, the more magnetic you become, the more of a shining star you become. Because most every person in this world is dying to be themselves. They yearn to express themselves, to be the quirky, silly, weird person that they truly are, but they're so damn afraid of what everyone's gonna think about them. And I've heard this many times. People pleasing is a curse. And you know what? When you people please, you never get what you want anyway. It never happens. Never consistently. It's way better just to be yourself for the sake of being yourself than to, try and act a certain way to please somebody. If you can't even please yourself, what the hell does it matter? Another person coming into your life is not going to complete you. If you don't have your stuff together, if you don't have your cup filled, how are you going to give it away? You can't share love you don't even have for yourself. That's something I had to get crammed in my head hardcore. So many of us have been so codependent. It's like we need a relationship. We need a romantic partner. We need someone to validate us. And then at the end of the day, what happens? Anytime that person is not doing what we want them to do, we feel lost. We feel incomplete. Because we're banking on that they're going to give us the validation that we so yearn. But because we're not giving it to ourselves, if they ever act in a way that's inconsistent with which a way we think they should act, it's like the logic kicks in. It's like, oh, they're not acting the way that I believe they should be. I'm not being validated, therefore I'm not validated at all. I'm not worthy. I'm not worth a damn. That's how codependency, works. But when you validate yourself, a person can come in and they can enhance your experience. But if they leave or act in a way that's not what you desire, it's not the end of the world. You just let them go. There's another one around the corner, and if not, it's fine because you validate yourself. You're living a life true to yourself. And when you do that, you feel pride in yourself. Think about all the times in your life where you've given into the fear. I'm no exception. I've done it too. And how many times have you regretted doing it? You just wish you could go back and go gung-ho and say, damn fear. Fear is a bunch of nonsense anyway. Just do it. You often find when you face fear, it just evaporates. It's an illusion. So if you want to go, talk to another person, talk to them. If you want to ask another person out, who gives a damn if they say no, yes, or come up with some cockamamie scheme to, dodge the subject? Believe me, any of these three options are going to happen. What does it matter? At least you had the guts to step up and do what you wanted to do. You see, you'll never regret that. You'll only regret being afraid. You'll never regret that they said no. Because, as soon as they count themselves out, it doesn't matter anyway. At least you were brave enough to do it. And that's what's going to stick with you more than anything. So if they don't want to be in your life, let them go. If they don't want to pull themselves up, let them go. If someone wants to, come around later, give them another shot. Entertain the possibility, but don't cling to it. Let them prove themselves to you. If they're good enough to be in your life, then let them be in your life. If they think they're going to pull you down, they got to go. If they don't want to be in your life, they got to go. If they're not going to treat you right, they got to go. Because if you don't get rid of the people or let the people go who don't enhance you, you're being brought down. And believe me, when cycles kick in, they just go do it again and again and again and again and again. You won't realize how far you can fall or rise, depending on the habits or cycles you got happening in that time period. So choose ones that will enhance your experience. let them go. That they could blame you for it. Believe me, I've been blamed for a whole lot of things. You know, some of them legit, some of them not. And you know what? It in the end of the day, it doesn't mean jack. The only thing that matters is what you blame yourself for. And you know what? As time goes on, I choose to blame myself for less and less and less. If I can change something, I'll do it. I'll take responsibility for it. If there's nothing I could do about it, well, just gotta let it go. And I believe me, I know how hard it is. It's a constant practice. It's a constant endeavor to do so. It gets easier. I can promise you that. You keep doing it, it will get easier. But you always got to choose yourself first. Because if you don't choose yourself, no one's going to choose you. It's just not going to happen. You always got to be the one to start. If you want to be like a shining star in your own life, or make this life worth living, you got to be true to yourself. If you're weird, go be weird. If you like something, go do it. If some people tell you you can't do that, they can shut the hell up. You know, they don't, they can get lost. And if they don't want to get lost, cut them loose. They're either your supporter or they got to go. That's just the way it is. Because when you're like 70, 80 years old, when you're almost dead, you are going to look back on your life. The older you get, the more you do this. You're going to look back on your life, and you know what you're going to remember? You're going to remember two things. First, you're going to remember all the ways you screwed up. You're going to remember the regrets first. And boy, can they haunt you. And you know what they're almost always based on? Fear. Always. And then you're going to think about all those times when you did something that you really wanted to do. And you wish to hell that you had done more of those. You wish to hell that you had asked more people out. You wished you had gone and been yourself, no matter what anyone said about you, no matter what they thought about you. You went and been yourself. And you're going to think about all those times you sacrificed yourself to try and get something, to try to please somebody, and how it ended later on because it doesn't work that way. And you're going to regret ever doing it. You know, it was consistently tested that people on their deathbeds have almost universally said the thing they regret the most about their lives is that they did not live a life true to themselves. They gave in to fear. They listened to what society said, what their responsibilities are. You know what? Responsibilities are someone telling you should do something. What do you tell yourself you should do? Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, their responsibilities aren't going to mean anything to you. It's not. All those times you paid the bills on time. All the times you didn't go mountain climbing so that way you can attend someone's birthday party. It's not going to mean anything. Do what you need to do. Do what you want for yourself. Everyone else can follow, but you got to be the leader. If you don't lead in your own life, you're not going to mean anything to yourself. And then you're going to have nothing but regrets at the end. So, cut people loose as you need to. Let them follow if they want to. And give people second chances if they earn them. That's how I live my life now. And it's another endeavor. Got to constantly strive for it. But it's worth living that way. Life is much better when you go first. When you choose for yourself first. And people treat you better anyway. So, until next time, like, comment, and subscribe. Share if you'd like to. And, or unsubscribe if I just triggered the hell out of you and you can't take it anymore. It's all good. See you next time.